Have you ever had things go not as planned? Hi, it's Janae, and this last week, 2 weeks really, have been not really what I had planned. And I'm guessing if you're human and breathing, there are probably times that things don't go as you plan. So today I just want to spend a minute giving us 4 simple ways to handle peace when we don't have our plan or our plan isn't working. You may notice that I'm not in my office. There's no background for this. And that is because I decided that I needed a bit of a break, some creative space. Yes, I had just been on vacation and unplugged, but let's be honest. How often do we need a vacation from our vacation? And with this particular vacation, it was a bunch of family that I don't see often. And so I really wanted to be present with them, not resting my brain. So now that I'm back, I realized I need to kind of unplug to get those creative juices flowing. So, point number 1, when your plan doesn't work out, think about what you need. So I think often that I need a plan. I really don't need a plan. Sometimes I need the end result of the plan. So in my plan for this week, there was a lot of content creation. In my team's plan for last week, there was a lot of content creation. And plans just didn't go as expected. But what we need in that moment, find creative ways to create content. I mean, after all, we are going to be on the road next year going 50 states in 30 days, so we better have hammered this out. So that's why you're seeing me show up differently for my podcast. And if you're listening, go to Real Janae on social media and you can see it. I've got my vacation hat on, not much makeup, just the big earrings. So think about what you need. Secondly, sort of related to that, but when your plan is all kinds of falling to the wayside, what are your non-negotiables? So what are my nice to haves versus my need to haves? Because a lot of times, gang, if I can just say my nice to haves, I think are my need to haves, but from a strategy and priority standpoint, they're really not. So determine your nice to haves and need to have after you've determined what you need. The third thing I'd like to suggest is it really is our attitude, which more than anything else is going to determine the outcome. And I will say, if you're a mom, especially with our kids, if something happens and I am chaotic in my head and all spun out and freaked out, guess who else gets chaotic in the moment? My son. If, on the other hand, when things happen, I'm calm, cool, and collected, I'm positive, it really can change the trajectory of the situation. Now, I am not always positive. Someone said, do you just wake up like this? No, I made a choice years ago to have a mindset of positivity. So choosing how you're going to handle when a plan doesn't work out. And then the fourth thing I will say, if the plan is not working out, was the plan meant to be? There are so many times that I have tried to push through. When doors were closing, things were happening. My first marriage was an example of that. I pushed through and look where that ended me. There's a reason I'm on marriage number 2. So if things are not just lining up and doors aren't opening, pause and listen to that. Lean into that. There could be a reason why. Years ago, things were not falling into place with one woman who was a part of this group that I was leading. And I just told her, I don't think this is your time. And I think it probably upset her. But then she found out later that she was moving. And she didn't know that when I said, let's pause. This may not be your time. So for me, I believe that the Lord orchestrates everything. And so when my plan is not in line with His will, and doors are closing, I need to listen to that. Now, fellow entrepreneurs, if on the other hand, you're building a business and you're like, man, I want to quit because my plan is not working exactly as I thought or as quickly as I thought, you cannot quit. Pivot, maybe. Seek counsel and pause, yes, but you can't quit. So, when things don't go according to plan, number one, what do you need in that situation? Number two, what are your negotiables, non-negotiables? Be very clear on the two, and they're different than what you need, by the way. Number three, when things do not go as planned, take time to, what is number three? Number three, when things do not go as planned this is what happens when you don't take notes. Let's see, can y'all help me out? It was number one. Okay, what was number three on when things don't go as planned? I know number four was be positive. What do you need? Your non-negotiables. Oh, your attitude. No, that was four. Oh, no, four was... Okay, what was I saying as it relates to plan? Number one. So quick recap. Number one, when things don't go as planned, what do you need? This is for you, the human being. Number two, what are the negotiables and the non-negotiables of the situation? Number three, positive attitude. I guarantee you, if you view it with a positive, good light, it's going to have a better outcome than if you were negative and searching for the rest of what's not going right. And the last one, if things are not going as planned, pause and pray. Make sure that that is still the direction the Lord is leading, unless you're an entrepreneur and you're just tired and you're ready to give up because things aren't going as planned. You're not as profitable when you thought you would be. You're not allowed to quit. You may pivot, you may pause, but you cannot quit. How do you handle it when your plan doesn't go as expected?